fish lovers out there, I wanted to give you a little tip as to how to remove the skin from a beautiful big fillet of fish like this. I've got a gorgeous big Tassie salmon, which still has the skin on. You can see it under there. I'm going to show you how to get rid of that. Okay, so what you do is you lay your fillet of salmon flat on your board, just like that. Grab yourself a knife, just starting at the tail of the fish and working up towards the head end of the fish. You start down here, so the small end. I'm going to just cut directly down onto the fish, and then I'm going to lift that up for you to show you what I've done. You'll see there's a bloodline where the flesh of the salmon actually gets quite a bit darker, which is really close to the skin. So you want to cut down until you start to see some of that. So you can see if I cut into it even further, you see I can go right through to the skin. You don't want to go all the way through to the skin. You want to keep it just above that point, okay? So cut straight down, and then what's going to happen is you cut down with your knife, and then you're going to work it around until it's flat, and then you're going to work that flat knife all the way along the length of the salmon. Now, it's really important that you use long, nice, smooth strokes of your blade, and then that is going to let the sharpness of that blade do the work for you. You don't want to be forcing it. The whole time, you're going to hold on to the end of this piece of skin here, which is the end of the salmon. All right, so you go through, you slowly turn your knife around, so then you can see how I've got my knife in between the skin and the rest of the fillet of salmon. You can actually peel that up and have a bit of a look. Okay, now you'll understand what I'm talking about. You can see some of that brown flesh. You don't want too much of the brown flesh on the actual salmon, you want it on the skin, all right? So you can monitor how deep you're cutting into the fish by having a look here and there. So you want to just pull your knife along, have another look. Okay, that's looking pretty good. We've got most of the brown on the skin side of the salmon. And like I said, just nice, long, slow blades, occasionally flicking the salmon back up and seeing how you're doing, okay? So not too much of that bloodline on the actual flesh of the salmon. Always pull the skin down so you're working close to your blade. You don't want to be up here because you lose total control of the fish. Pull that up. Okay, so you work all the way through. What you do is you're going to flip your salmon over. You can see that tiny bit of skin that we missed. That's okay. You come back up to the top, and just with your sharp knife, just work that little piece of skin off, just like that. So that is how you remove the skin from an entire fillet of salmon. If you're buying your salmon already cut into these little portions, so you can see the skin still on, of course, if you tried to work from tail to head here, it would be really, really difficult. So the way I suggest you do it is you work from the thinner end, which is the belly side of the fish, and you do the same sort of process where you start by cutting down to the skin, and then you turn your knife, giving yourself something to hold on to. And then as you turn your knife, you can then sort of pull that back and then just gently saw through that fillet, and you end up removing the skin like that, and you've got a beautiful fillet.